And Stacy, while Sheila was talking right there, you just started nodding your head. You kind of resonate with that. It's, you know, if we don't accept and allow it to impact us, the sacrifice of Christ, where are we?
Exactly. The gift's given in vain. I mean,
Right.
Haven't you ever spent hours or weeks trying to figure out what to give somebody for Christmas or their birthday, and you get what you think is the perfect gift, and then you realize it sits on their shelf, or they give it,
Right.
regift it.
Regift. Oh, even worse.
Right? No, we wouldn't never do that. I mean,
No,
we've heard people that.
friends, not us.
Not
No.
us. Never. Right.
Right.
But that's a horrible feeling because we put so much thought into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's
And you know what I
so
hear?
minuscule.
You know what I hear when I hear that whole line of thought? We, me, I, which
True.
is contrary to chapter 2 of your book, Reflecting Easter, which is titled The Seat of Humility. Talk to me about the value of humility and what you're trying to accomplish here in this chapter.
So if you think about Jesus washing his disciples' feet,
right?
What an amazing way of demonstrating humility. I mean, that was reserved for the lowest of low servants.
Yeah.
And yet Jesus did that. And they all, the disciples are looking around like,
Not me.
What's going on?
Right?
Like, wait, like sit back down because there's somebody else here that could do that. And he just stands up and does it. And he went around the room. So first of all, like we're washing everybody's feet. And so that's a lot of stinky feet to start with. And then you think about who was in that room.
Yeah, they didn't have socks and Nikes back in the day.
Even with my socks and Nikes, I don't want people washing. I run long distances.
So you got to think. Okay, gotcha.
But think about that. So he's washing the feet. Who all was in that room?
Well, the disciples were in the room.
Right. So who did that include?
You want me to name them?
No, I would never put you to that test because I would fail it in a heartbeat. But you think about, Judas was there. He knew what he was going to do.
Judas was there. Yeah.
And Jesus went and he washed his feet.
Right.
How is that for a demonstration of humility?
Humility is one of those things that I think when we talk about walking the Christian walk, as we did yesterday on the program, we talked about what is it to live a Christian lifestyle and walk that Christian walk. Humility, I believe, is one of the hallmarks of a Christ follower, right? Because it is one of the hallmarks of Christ's behavior. In all things, he was humble, even when he was angry. And you can be angry and be humble at the same point. Similarly, the humility that you describe, which was, and Jesus said, this is necessary.
Right.
I got to do this. And so when you're going through that and you're thinking about this, I think all too often, Stacy, in our Christian walk, we know that we're children of a king, right? Mm-hmm. We know that we're blood bought and sanctified, if I can use some Christianese words on you for just a minute. We know that God loved us enough to send his son to die for us. And all of that I sometimes see translates into the opposite of humility.
Right.
Because, whoa, do you know who you're talking to? I am the Reverend Bishop. I got my ordination years and years ago. And, first I was licensed to preach and then I was ordained to preach. And I never went through the process. I mean, I went through the process. I never liked it. I always bristled when people would say, this is Reverend Eric Raymer.
Right.
Because I'm like, no. You don't know me very well. There ain't nothing to revere here. But as my ministry grew and I started traveling all around the world in the name of Christ, and I was an evangelist, I was also a performer, a Christian illusionist.
Right.
And when I did this, I remember one time a gentleman, a pastor friend of mine in Salt Lake City, Utah, pulled me aside and he says, "Let me tell you something, Eric. I see your trajectory. I see that you're growing. Your ministry is growing. The people are more aware of you. I'm watching you. You are one of the greats. And he said that to me, and I was like, wow, thank you
Wow.
very much. And he says, heed my warning. When you get to start to see this level of success, it is a very slippery slope indeed.
Wow.
And it is easy to let your success or other people's adoration or fame go to your head. And when you do that, you lose all credibility.
What a gift he gave you that day.
He did. And I looked him square in the eye and I said, Pastor, I beg you to hold me accountable. That if any time, at any point in my ministry, if ever you see a hint of arrogance break in, I pray that you would come and do the godly thing and lay spiritual hands on me until I am slain in the spirit. Yeah. I mean, knock me out, brother.
Right.
Because I never won. And the hallmark of that has followed me throughout my career. In our business, we hope to be invisible, right? My job is to make other people visible, to elevate others. And here in Crosswalk, Angel and I are very clear on this is not our show, it's your show, the listener. This is our vehicle that we share in order to glorify and honor God. Humility is so important.
It is. And if you look at Philippians 2, it's saying, consider yourselves, but consider others better than yourselves. And that says to look to God, who did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage.
Yeah.
So he was equal to God, and yet that didn't cause him to puff up.
Right.
So why would we be allowed to?
Or why would we seek to?
Right.
I think even a greater question,